error. And I've done this topics like this a number of times before, but these are different hands than ones I've done recently, and there always are other aspects to look at. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you. So let's do that. I'm going to share that one, and hope you can all see that. So we're going to be looking at various hands involving what to discard from declarer's point of view. So let's look at this one where we've opened one no trump and it's been passed out, and the opponents lead a spade. And we can see we're immediately in trouble, perhaps, in spades, because you've only got the king, and it doesn't look like that may make. But before we despair, let's make a plan and try and count how many tricks we've got. Now, how many top tricks do you have in this between north and south here? Anyone like to hazard a guess?
4.
Yeah, I think we have 4 for sure, don't we? We've got the ace king of hearts and the ace king of clubs. And obviously, apart from those 4 top tricks, we want to make as many diamonds as possible, don't we? We're missing the ace, but we want to try and make as many of those diamonds. We can't make all 5, but we hope to make 4, up to 4. And that's the key to this hand, because as the opponents lead spades, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. Now, the lead of the queen of spades is probably top of a sequence, although it could conceivably be top of an internal sequence, something like the ace, queen, jack. So suppose you decide to try the king. Unfortunately, that loses to the ace. Back comes another spade. They play the 8 there. They can win that one with the 8. And now they're going to carry on in spades. And as they play the spades, you're going to have to find something to discard. And the thing you need to think about is where your tricks are coming from. Well, apart from 2 hearts and 2 clubs, you want to keep your diamonds. So don't discard your diamonds unless you have to. So let's discard something else. They carry on. Maybe this time let's discard a club. Okay. And if they play another one, so we get a bad break there, then we are going to have to discard something that could conceivably cost us a trick. But the one thing, you could discard a couple of things. The one thing I wouldn't discard is a heart, because if you discard a heart, you may find that they then play a heart and maybe make it hard for you to get to dummy. So we've just got to do 2 things: keep as many diamonds as possible, and also make sure we can get to the diamonds afterwards. So you might discard a club, or a diamond is okay. Okay, and again from this hand, let's maybe discard a heart. Eventually the opponents run out of spades, thank goodness, and they lead a jack of hearts. And again, we've just got to keep our entry to the north hand. We need to keep our ace, really. So what we need to do is let's win that one. And now we're going to turn our attention to diamonds. We'll knock out the ace. Start with the king here, winning the shorthand. Okay. And we're going to keep playing diamonds until they take their ace. Okay. Eventually they'll take their ace. If they play a club now, we can take our 2 clubs and then cross to dummy. We've got the ace of hearts and good diamond. So we'll just make our 7 tricks. I don't think we can do better on this layout here. But that's let's just bring up the 4 hands. That's the best that we can do on that one. Okay. Any questions or comments on that? Here's another one where again we're in one no trump and they lead a spade. And again, we are very weak in spades here, but let's stop by counting our top tricks. How many top tricks do you have altogether here?
5, 6.
6.
It's 6, isn't it? It's 2 hearts, 2 diamonds, and 2 clubs. And unfortunately, the opponents look like they're going to run some spades here. And as they do, you just have to think about where your best prospects for more tricks are. What's the suit that provides the most likely chances that you'll make at least one more trick?
Diamond.
Yeah, it's diamond, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
the suits are very similar, but you've got more diamonds than anything else. You've only got 6 hearts, I think you've got 7 clubs, but you've got 8 diamonds. So that really provides the best chance. And if the diamonds divide evenly, 3-2, or if someone's got 4 and they discard one perhaps, you hope to make at least one more diamond. And just bear that in mind as the opponents take their spade. So let's suppose they take the ace there. That probably means that might have easily been a doubleton. So they lead the suit back. And then as they continue to play spades, you're going to have to find something to discard. And just keep in mind that your life is probably going to be easiest if you keep 4 diamonds in each hand. Okay, so let's discard other things. Maybe a club here, maybe a heart now. Another one they've got, so we play another club and another club from here. But we've kept 8 diamonds, so whatever they play here, if the diamonds divide favourably, so we cash the ace and king, let's say, and if everyone follows to those 2 rounds, there's just one more diamond out, and we'll just knock it out, give away a trick, but we'll make a trick back. Whatever they play now, we'll make that last diamond finally, and the last 2 clubs. So again, we'll just make our 7 tricks, and it's all a matter of planning which is the best suit to hang on to as they play their spades. Okay. Any comments on that? We couldn't really do any better. The opponents did well. They took 5 spades and they made 1 diamond, but we were able to just make 1 no trump. Any questions? Do interrupt me if you have any. Let's have a look at another one. Sometimes it's a bit slow when yeah.
Why did East played S of a spade when
Yeah.
they started with the queen?
Yeah, he started with the king, and he's played the ace, didn't he?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it turns out that on this particular layout, East must unblock either on the first trick or the second trick. I mean, if you let your partner win the king, and then they play the queen, and you let them win that, you will then win trick 3 with the ace, and you won't be able to carry on in spades.
Okay. Because West is not.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, it's part of normal play of leading the king against no trump that it asks your partner to play an honour if they have one, and in here it will help you unblock the suit.
But in a normal situation, how will you know that?
Because
how will you not know that?
Well, you will you will know it because why did your partner lead the king of spades? It's a sequence in their best suit, and it's almost certain that they have more spades than you. You've only got 3 spades here, so you must take your ace at trick 1 or at trick 2 so that you have a spade to lead back. And you do that because you only have 3 cards in that suit.
But in no trump, don't you start playing with the 4th best or in the
So
suit?
the correct lead from this holding is the king. Okay, the correct lead is top of the sequence. If you have a sequence, you lead the top card of the sequence. The same is true on that first hand we looked at. The correct lead from Queen Jack 9, that's a near sequence, is the queen. If you made the mistake of leading a low card and suppose declarer plays low, your partner doesn't know whether to take the ace or not. But you leave the top of a sequence, not 4th highest. Okay?
Okay.
Let's have a look at this one. This is actually the one I sent out as a quiz in my weekly email. And this was the bidding sequence here where it goes 1 no trump, 3 spades shows a 5 card suit, and South has only got 2 cards, so maybe goes to 3 no trump. Okay? And when you get this link, you can actually replay it yourself. If you click on the link, you'll get the hands like this, and you can click on the next button, which will bring up the cards, or you can just use the right arrow. And this is what the quiz, this hand was. The opponents lead a heart, and they start taking their hearts, okay? And as they take their hearts, North and South, playing from the North hand as well, has to decide what to discard. And the key to this hand is making a plan. So if we go right back to the beginning, we'll see how many top tricks does Declarer have altogether. Have a count and tell me how many top tricks you think Declarer has, counting all four suits together.
7.
8. 8, 9.
9.
It's going up.
7.
Yeah. Clubs. Clubs are all good.
7. 9.
That's very good. I believe the answer is 9. You have how many clubs?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You have 5 clubs, don't you? How many diamonds have you got?
3.
3.
You have 3. You have to be a bit careful about them because they contain a blockage, don't they? You can't just cash the ace, king, queen. We'll have to unblock the ace, but we should be able to make 3. How many top hearts have you got?
None.
And how many top spades?
1.
So that's it. The answer is 9. You will agree with me. You have 5 clubs, 3 diamonds, and a spade. And those are 9 top tricks. So that's what you need to bear in mind as the opponents. So you can play this yourself, and when you get to this point and it stops telling you the cards, you can replay this and click on play, and it will now ask you to select the cards for each person to play. And if you want a hint, you can click on this GIB button, and it will give you a hint about what to play. And it's telling you that you should play a spade. Discard a spade, of course, because you have 9 tricks, and you can go through this, where select a card from everyone, and then suppose they play another heart. Again, you click on this, and you can see the right card to play is again another spade. Okay, so you can replay these hands that I send up, and let's just click and see the whole thing as it goes. Just a second. Yeah. So this has got the bidding and the play in it. So basically, all you need to remember is as they take their hearts, you throw away your spades. Okay, and suppose after taking their 4 hearts, you're lucky they couldn't take any more. Suppose they lead a spade. What are you going to play from dummy?
Ace.
Yeah, of course, the ace. Don't risk any finesse here because you've already lost 4 tricks. You can't afford to lose any more, so just take your ace. Okay, and now what? Well, now just be a bit careful about the diamond suit. Anytime you've got this blocked suit like this, get rid of it. Get rid of that ace early on, and now it's going to be plain sailing. Now we're just going to play a club over to the ace and the king. We can now also play our diamonds, the king and the queen, throwing away the spades, and then we'll take our last clubs. Okay, so this was relatively straightforward to make, but of course, as they're taking the hearts, you must discard the right thing. And if you discard a club, you'll be done for. Okay, you've just got to discard only spades there. Any questions on that?
Tony, I will play the transfer rather than saying three spades. The bidding,
Yeah.
one no trump is 2 hearts by me
Yeah.
because we'll go in a transfer.
Yeah, so it just so happens I've got that here.
Thank you.
If you're playing transfers, you might bid it like this: 1 no trump, 2 hearts, 2 spades, and then 3 no trump perhaps. Now, there's an alternative to 3 no trump here, because your 2 heart bid promises a 5 card spade suit, and instead of bidding 3 no trump, you could bid 3 clubs.
Yeah.
Now you're showing your 2 suits. You're saying, partner, I've got a 5 card spade suit and a long club suit as well, and maybe give your partner a choice. Although on this hand, I don't think 5 clubs makes, because you're always going to lose 2 hearts and a spade, I think. So it turns out the only makeable game is still 3 no trump, even though you're very weak in hearts. But anyway, either way, 3 no trump is probably the best contract. But you could show your playing transfers, instead of 3 no trump, you bid 3 clubs and leave a choice to your partner. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you'd bid that one if you're playing transfers. Let's have a look at another one. So it's a little slow. Okay. So yeah, here's one where you open 1 heart, and your partner just bids 2 hearts. Now that shows 6 to 9 points, 9 losers. You just pass. But West comes in with a double. Now a double there should be for takeout. Should be saying West wasn't quite strong enough to double initially, but now they're going to double rather than let you play in 2 hearts. And your partner takes the pressure off you now, and they bid 3 hearts, and that ends the auction. So let's have a look at that. And you can see that your partner is pretty weak, except they do have 5 hearts. Okay. So let's stop for a minute, and in a suit contract, I'd like you to think about how many losers you've got. Can you tell me how many likely losers you have altogether there? Count all the suits together. Tell me what you think.
5.
I think we've got 1 spade, 2 hearts, barring a miracle, 1 diamond, and possibly a club. So we've got up to 5 losers there. Can we avoid any of those? I want to suggest a way to avoid any of those.
But by playing diamonds.
Okay. How's playing diamonds going to help you avoid one of those tricks, losers?
Only club.
Make a
Only
deficiency
club.
in clubs so that you can
Sorry?
make a deficiency in
Nice.
clubs by throwing out the queen so that you can rough it next time.
Okay. So so if we play 4 rounds of diamonds, we'll be able to discard. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'd be able to discard twice, and we can avoid a loser there. I think that's right. And there's another way to do this as well, which is the way I was planning to do it, which is with the spades. Because I've got, and they've led a spade here, so I think the diamonds would also possibly work. But the spades is another way, because when they play a spade, they've now set up the king-queen for us, and that allows us to discard on one of those spades. So we can discard a loser on the spade. Okay, so so let's suppose they take their ace and they switch to a club. Okay, now we have to decide what to do. The problem with if we try the finesse now, we're going to lose a club. Okay, yeah. So we don't really have time to set up the diamonds, but what we will be able to do is play on the spades. Because the spades already set up, what we can do is take the ace now, and again, we don't really have time to draw trumps here, because the opponents will get in and cash a club. We need to get rid of that club very quickly. So what we need to do is play the spades, and as long as they can't ruff, we can discard the queen of clubs there. Okay. Now we've done that. Now we can go back to our normal play of drawing trumps. And we've actually got 10 trumps between us and dummy. So let's suppose we lead a heart. They take the king, and it's worth thinking about how many trumps are still outstanding now. How many trumps do opponents still have? One, and it's the ace. So
Yeah.
generally, it's not necessary to draw that last one. Whatever they play now, we'll ruff that if they play a club, and we'll go about catching our tricks with the diamonds. Eventually, they're going to take their ace, but whatever they play back, we'll ruff, and eventually they're going to take their ace of hearts at some point. But we'll make our 9 tricks there. So the whoever suggested playing diamonds, that might have worked. But I think if they win the first trick and play clubs, then we have to decide what to do immediately then. And then I think it's the best place to get rid of the club there. Any comments on that?
Right. No.
Let's have a look at this one. Good. I've got a bidding question for you, which I'm going to send you a poll on. So don't answer this verbally. The question is here. Sorry, I just want to look at the north hand. The question is here. South opens the bidding with 2 spades. It goes pass over to you. And question for you. I'm going to launch this in a poll now. Is what do you think North should bid with this hand? Okay, so let's have a look. Say,
Are we playing the week 2?
yeah, it's a week 2,
Okay.
and that's your question basically.
It's
Your
gone. I can't see.
So if you click on the if you hide the poll, you can then bring it back. I think.
How can I hide the panel? I don't know. I don't know how to hide. Close. Oh, how do I get the panel back?
You can resume polling. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's have a look at this. So the majority of you, I'll just end the polling and share the results with you. The majority have gone for 4 spades. Some have gone for 4 no trump. Some have gone for 6 spades and a couple for 2 no trump. So what's the right answer? Well, it's hard to know exactly. 4 no trump would be Blackwood, I suppose. The thing is, with your holding here, it's not clear to me that you really want to find out about aces on this hand. You know, what would you do if your partner comes back with 1 ace? I don't know. If you were playing Roman keycard Blackwood, it might be of a little more value. If you could find out if your partner's got, you know, the king of spades, perhaps, if they've got 2 key cards. So it's a tough one. I don't think Blackwood's going to help you. You could bid 2 no trump, I suppose, to see if your partner's got a feature or something like that. But I think with this hand, I'm going to look at count my losers. And my losers in support of spades, because I've got 4, my partner's got 6, is I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 losers. This is a 4 loser hand. A weak 2 is normally an 8 or sometimes a 7 loser hand. So even if it's 8 losers, I think we've very likely got enough for 6 spades here. And I think there's a good case to be said for just bidding 6 spades. I don't know if any of you felt brave enough to do that, but that would be my recommended bidding on this one. So let's see how it goes. Let's suppose one way or another you...
Can I just ask you about the bidding? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So the opening was really weak, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a typical weak hand by South that we can see there with a
Six cards.
6
It's
points
like, almost like
and
a
a good.
preempt then.
It's a preempt, yes. That's what
Okay.
a weak 2 shows. It shows 6 to 10 points and a good 6-card suit. So
Okay,
you're
I see.
you're
That's an
pretty
opening.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're pretty
Okay.
much at the towards the bottom end of that. Although you do have a very nice 6-card suit and you do have a void. Question is on this hand, how are we going to make use of that? How are we going to play the hand? Now, if we look at try to make a plan here, we can see, well, we've got all the spades, so we're good there. In this hand, we've got 4 hearts, which are all losers, except maybe we could ruff them. And we've got no diamonds here. And in clubs, we've got 2 club losers here. Now, the question is on this hand, what to do with that ace king of diamonds. We've got the ace king of diamonds on which we'll be able to discard something from the south hand. And the question is, what should we discard? Should we discard hearts or should we discard clubs? Or one of each?
Clubs. Clubs.
Yeah, clubs is really the thing to go for, because I don't know if you can see, if we can discard 2 clubs on the ace king of diamonds, we've just got a singleton there and we won't lose any clubs. And now our only losers are going to be in hearts, except maybe we'll be able to ruff those. In fact, this hand, if you look carefully, you've got very good trumps. You've got the ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7 are all top. And you've only got 1 low trump in each hand. And so this makes this hand perfect for a cross ruff. So when they lead the jack of clubs, don't risk any finesse. Take the ace. And we're not going to draw trumps on this hand because we want to keep all our spades for ruffing the hearts, especially. And we're going to play the ace king of diamonds, and in accordance with our plan, we're going to throw away the 2 clubs. There's just a tiny, tiny chance that they're going to ruff here, but it's very, very small. And now we don't have any club losers. We've got rid of them all. And now what we're going to do is just cross ruff, not touch trumps at all. We're going to maybe play a club, which will ruff low to start with. The first ruff is low, and then similarly we're going to ruff a heart, and we're going to ruff the first heart low. But after this, all our trumps are high, so we're guaranteed to make all the tricks now. We can cross ruff everything. We'll ruff the diamonds, ruff the heart, ruff a club. It doesn't even matter if they play trumps, because all our trumps are high now. We'll just ruff the last heart, ruff the last diamond, and then we can actually make 13 tricks.
Wow.
So this one was one where you need to make a plan and you need to figure out what you're going to discard on those 2 diamonds. Okay, and if you discard your hearts, well, you could easily be defeated because you might lose 2 clubs then. Okay, so discard your clubs because you can ruff all your hearts. And let's look at the last one here.
Tony, can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
You are presuming, or we are presuming, that the two spades have got 7. 7 losers.
Well, I
Does
said
it always have 7 losers?
a week 2 is sometimes 8 losers
8 losers.
and sometimes 7. This week 2 is actually only 7 losers.
Yes.
It's only, because it's of its shape, you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in terms of losers, this is one better than it might be. Okay.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
even if it was 8 losers, if you only have 4, that should still mean you might have a good chance to make 12.
Okay.
Okay. And as I said, just one last one we'll take a look at. This time you open 1 spade. There's a 2 diamond overcall. Your partner bids 3 spades and you bid 4 spades, and the opponents lead a diamond. And again, you're going to have to decide what to play at trick 1 here. Before we go on, let's try and work out where we might lose tricks. How many spades might you lose?
1.
1. You might lose to the king. When the time comes, you can try and finesse, but it might lose to the king. How many heart losers might you have?
1.
The answer is 2. Okay. The king might, the queen might lose to the king, and the 10 might lose to the jack. So you have two potential losers in hearts. Okay. You don't have any diamond losers, and in this hand you've got a bunch of club losers. But come what may, we're not going to lose more than 2 clubs because we've only got 2 clubs in dummy. And as long as we've got enough trump, we should avoid losing more than 2 clubs. So if they leave the queen of diamonds and if you decide to play the ace, what are you going to discard from your hand?
Heart.
Yeah. The best option is to discard hearts. Actually, on the ace and the king, discard 2 hearts, and you won't lose any hearts, and your only losers now will possibly be in clubs. Okay.
7 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to
Stops now and then goes back at 7:30.
Yeah, whoever said that, I'll just mute you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay. So we'll throw away the heart. Now, what you're going to do now? You might try the spade finesse as you're in dummy, and on this occasion the spade finesse fails. But how many spades are still out now?
1.
1. There's 1 out now. So they're going to make. We're going to draw one last spade at some point, but we'll still, after drawing 1 round, we'll still have 2 spades left, and we can ruff the 2 clubs there. So whatever they play now, if they play another diamond, let's take the king, and we're going to throw what on this one?
Heart.
Yeah, you've got to throw your heart away. I know we don't like to throw away honours, but it's the best thing to do. Now we might just draw that last trump, okay? And unless they leave the clubs for us, we're going to have to play the clubs ourselves. And the best chance is to lead low towards the king. If the ace is on the wrong side, we can't do anything about that. But they're going to take their 2 clubs. Whatever they play now, though, they play a heart, let's say, we can now still got enough trump to ruff those last 2 clubs in dummy. Come back and ruff that last club, and we'll just make our 10 tricks on that one, even though none of the finesses worked for us. But it's hard to do, to discard your honours, but it's the right thing to do because if you discarded, for example, your clubs on the diamond, it wouldn't really have helped you at all. You'd still have 2 club losers, plus however many hearts you're going to lose. So much, much better to discard your hearts on the diamonds. All right? Any questions on that? We'll end the meeting then. It's a little later than normal, but I hope you found that interesting. And we'll see you all online about 7:30. Don't leave it to the last minute to log in. Anyone need any help logging in? Do speak now. Logging into RealBridge, I mean. Otherwise, I'll see you all later. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone.